Yeah. Okay, the cookies that people eat on Pesach, you have those cookies that they sell that's made out of flour, and they make it with mei perot. The halacha in the Shulchan Aruch is that mei perot en machmitzim. That's what the Gemara says, which means although it is over here dough that you make together with that mei perot. Mei perot means you don't use any water, rather you use some kind of juice. It could be eggs, it could be wine, it could be any other juice. Those are called mei perot and machmitzim. According to Maran HaShulchan Aruch, this is permitted. But the problem is that they use over there a certain chemical compound, ammonium, that they put inside that is questionable if that causes the dough right now to start and rise and be machmitz. According to Rav Mordechai Eliyahu, that chemical compound they put inside causes this hachmatza and it becomes chametz gamur. Also Rav Bakshi Doron holds the same way. Chacham Ovadia was lenient, but it becomes a machloket if that's mutar or asur because of that compound they use. Secondly, although we're saying that mei perot en machmitzim, but the Shulchan Aruch says in Seif Bet Siman Taf Samech Bet, mei perot imayim memarim lachmitz yoter misharisa. And the Mefarshim explain, you take a look at the Mishnah Berurah, how much water needed to be machmitz, even a little bit, just a mashu. You have water inside that juice that you're using to make the Matzah Ashira, as we call, that will be machmitz even quicker. So therefore we have a problem over here. You need to know that the juice that was used is completely water-free. And that's, by the way, one of the reasons that the Ashkenazim don't eat Matzah Ashira whatsoever. The Rema says that the minhag is not to eat. Mishnah Berurah says either because we're afraid that some water went inside, or the Arshi taught in the Rishonim that although mei perot en machmitzim, but Rashi says it just doesn't make it chametz to be chayav karet, but it makes it chametz nukshe, which means it's still the isur Torah to eat such a matzah ashira according to Rashi and according to many Rishonim. Rambam was mekel on this completely, and this is how the Shulchan Aruch was posek. It comes out of machloket. Shulchan Aruch says it's mutar. The Rama says asur, either because we're afraid some drops went into that juice, or because we choshesh for those shitot rishonim that say that mei perot, although they're not machmitzim, but it does become chametz for that purpose, that a person will be chayav, although there's no isur karet on it. So comes out, you have over here triple problems. One is that the chemical compound that I just explained, the ammonium. Secondly, you have a second problem that the Or L'Tzion says that although mei perot and machmitzim, but if you have, as we explained right now, a little bit of water, that will be machmitz even much quicker than regular dough. And he says that from what he saw in factories, that is, and the wine they use, he's very, very doubtful that it doesn't have a little bit water in it. And therefore, if that's the case, we have a serious problem of mei perot machmitzim, that some say that it's chametz gamur. Biur Halacha brings down that ika plukta b'chametz zu ledat Rabbeinu Tam Shar poskim eno ela chametz nukshe. Although it's going to become chametz much quicker, it becomes chametz nukshe, which will not carry a chiyuv karet, but still will be asur gamur. And ledat Rambam and others says the Biur Halacha hu chametz gamur. So you have over here a real chashash when you eat those things. Thirdly, and utmost, many of those matzot ashirot that we're talking about have a very weak hechsher, because no one with good hechsher gives them a hashgacha. So usually you wouldn't eat that even on a regular weekday time. You want to eat throughout the year. Those cookies, you see such a hechsher, normally people would not eat from those hechsherim altogether. Even more so when it comes to Pesach, that one needs to be extra super careful. Even Chacham Ovadia, even if you would be matir, but it has to have a good hechsher, and it doesn't have that good hechsher on it that normally we would rely on. And therefore, even according to Chacham Ovadia, and you see that the hechsherim of Chacham Ovadia, they don't give it a hechsher anymore, and many of the poskim say that when they went to the factories, they saw there were problems. So one needs to be very careful. It's only 8 days. You can deal with so many there's so many other cookies and cakes and pastries and so many other things to buy and eat. One can stay away from those cookies for those 8 days. I'm not even saying it's good otherwise, because again, it's a week hachsher. But to eat such a thing within the Pesach, that is definitely problematic.